Hi everybody, welcome to Aimee Nolte Music. Today I'd like to show you a chord that I discovered some time ago that I really like. We're going to call it D minor over B5. Let me explain and show you about it. The first time I played this chord was in the original composition of mine called Up Till Now. I was playing a 2-5-1 and I did it by accident once. The song goes, that's where the melody is. It's a 2-5-1 that happens there. Actually, it goes to a G flat major chord. But I wanted something different for this 2-5-1 because it's a dark song and I didn't want it to sound 2-5-1-E. So what I ended up doing was going, it's like a C minor 11 for the 2 chord. And then here's the chord I'm talking about. And that worked for me. I landed on it once and I just went, yeah, I like it. Sometimes you see in rock music, you'll see like a C5 and a B5, right? That pretty much just means like power chord. Like you're gonna leave out the third of this chord, but you're definitely gonna play the 5. So that's how I look at the bottom part of this chord. It's like a tritone substitution, right? It's almost like if I were to play C minor, and then I were to play some kind of a tritone substitution. It's almost this B7 chord with the sharp 9 and the flat 5, which is a great chord, and I use it all the time. So, I mean, it works really nicely if you're playing this C minor 11 chord, and then you keep the 11 because it becomes the flat 5, right? And then that's great voice leading, to keep this voice moving and to have the other ones move so nicely. Right, from here to there, and then it stays. And this one stays the whole time. This one can go from here. Ooh, ooh. And of course the bass is just a lovely little walk down. But it's not quite what we're doing, and that's why the chord intrigues me. So here's the way it works in my tune. I've got the 1 and the 5 here, and they're going to just go down like that. C5 to B5. Here I have the flat 7, the flat 3, and the 11. 2 of them are going to descend chromatically, so that we have this D minor triad in second version on top. So it's nice voice leading, right? We have from here to here, and this note stays. Wow, that reminds me of something. If anybody can think of what it is, please tell me. I don't know what it is, but it definitely... It's like an 80s song, isn't it? I can almost hear it. Anyway, it's nice voice leading, and it sounds crunchy because we've got this dissonance going on. Usually when we're going to play a tritone substitution or any kind of dominant chord, like when I tell students to alter a dominant chord, I don't usually tell them to play the natural 5 and the flat 5 at the same time, or the natural 5 and the sharp 5 at the same time. I always tell them to choose. I say, you can pick, you can alter the 5th or you can alter the 9th. And I say, or you can do a combination of both. It's also pretty cool to do both 5ths, right? If you're in B7 and you have the flat 5th and the sharp 5th, that's cool. That's a great sound, but we typically don't use the natural 5th at the same time as the flatted 5th or the sharp 5th. But some kind of triad usually lets you get away with it because of the voice leading. So we've got this D minor triad in second inversion. And I won't beat it like a dead horse. And in my song, it doesn't resolve like that. It resolves to here, which is also a great sound. You could use it anywhere, though. Anywhere that has one of these notes in the melody, it's going to sound great. I thought of Misty. Look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. Feels like I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. Here it comes. I get misty just holding your hand. Adds a little bit of color to an otherwise pretty bland 2-5-1. What else did I think of? I thought of Stella by Starlight. We've got this note in the melody, right? It works great. We could actually use it there too if we transpose it, couldn't we? I don't know if we could, because that's a 2-5 in the key of E flat. Let's think about it. So we're gonna have the 5th in the melody. Yeah, which is, it's cool, like we normally, well, we're voicing it in the left hand, but let's try it. So we've got, and we'll make sure and put that 11 in there like we were before. Let's go ahead and put it right here. Da, da. And then, like before, this is gonna just drop a half step. We're gonna go to an E5, and then instead of being a D minor triad in the key of B flat where we were, now we're in the key of E flat, so we're gonna be in a G minor triad here. Ooh, that resolves nicely to there, doesn't it? So da 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 da. I think it sounds great. Anyway, there's your chord. Let's think about other things that we could possibly call this chord. All of the notes in it look like G major to me, don't they? Yeah, but with a dominant 7 on top, like it kind of looks like that. What else does it kind of look like? Could definitely be a voicing for D7, couldn't it? But then again, you've got a natural 5th, which is kind of weird. But it's okay, again, because there's a triad. I think that's cool. Could also be A flat 7. All of these notes would work great in A flat 7. We would have the sharp 9, the dominant 7, the flat 9, the sharp 11, and the 13 of an A flat dominant chord, right? But it's not. We're using it in place of F7, really, because we're doing a tritone substitution in the key of B flat, right? So let's look at it, thinking about F7. We've got sharp 4, flat 9, 3, 13, and root. But I think it's best to look at it like it is, because it's got a B on the bottom. It's a strong B5, like I said, with a D minor triad. So really, if I had to just name its function, I would call it a B7 altered, But you have to notate that it needs the natural 5 as well. So anyway, argue it up in the comments if you'd like to about how you might notate it, but that's what I'm going with, the B5 underneath the D minor triad. If you missed my video called The Chord That Shouldn't Work, we talk about another really fun chord like this where we play a dominant 7 chord that also has a major 7 in it. Knowing the proper functions of chords is the first step to you being able to say what you want to say harmonically. Knowing substitutions is your next step. And then getting even more colorful with your substitutions is your next step. And it just gets more and more fun from there. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Aimee Nolte Music.